Hi, everyone. I'm Avery Marquez, Director of Investment Strategies at Renaissance Capital. Welcome to our February 2026 market recap. Volatility remained a theme in February as the prior month's tech sell-off continued amid further concerns around AI disruption. IPO deal flow started off strong but stumbled with the broader market, and the heightened uncertainty led to some high-profile IPO price cuts and postponements. The earlier boom in activity positioned February as the second busiest month for $100 million plus offerings since 2021, and the 11 sizable deals featured a mix of biotechs, consumer names, and power infrastructure plays. Despite price swings in the broader market, the month's IPOs averaged a solid 22% return from offer, boosted by significant gains from a pair of late-stage biotechs. The tenuous market conditions, coupled with the normal seasonal slowdown around preparation of Q4 financials, weighed on new filings. But the visible pipeline still had several notable names at month end, and private company news continued to churn. The end of the first quarter is on the horizon, and while the recent volatility has certainly given both investors and IPO candidates pause, we're optimistic that mostly strong returns from recent listings will keep the IPO window open for high-quality companies in the near term. That said, deteriorating conditions in the Middle East are a threat to activity longer term. The Renaissance IPO index fell 2.5% in February, underperforming the S&P 500's 0.8% loss. Both indices were up and down throughout the month amid the heightened volatility, but weakened trading in tech stocks continued to weigh on overall performance. The IPO index is now down 4.5% for the year, compared to a positive return of 0.7% for the S&P 500. Top contributors in the Renaissance IPO index included chipmaker Arm and restaurant chain Cava, both of which surged on strong earnings reports. The biggest detractors included social media platform Reddit, which traded off on valuation concerns, and solar tracking equipment maker Nextpower, which faced downward pressure after a rally earlier in the year. Looking ahead, we believe the IPO window will remain open for strong candidates in the near term, with some listings already lined up for early March. The VIX volatility index has remained elevated, but still well below some of the bigger spikes seen last year. And news from the shadow backlog indicates that plenty of IPO candidates are still preparing to pull the trigger if the time is right. That said, investors globally are watching the developing war in the Middle East closely, and if the conflict proves extensive, that could weigh on IPO activity in the coming months. That wraps up our February 2026 market recap. Thanks for watching.